Just about set for the start of tonight's ball game. A beautiful night for baseball out here. A much clearer sky than what we had last night. There is Shane Andrews, who will be playing at first base tonight with Henry Rodriguez out of action. Rodriguez traded for by the Expos to become the first baseman. Ken had a chance to sit and talk with him.
I'm here with Henry Rodriguez, and Henry, I know it's got to be disappointing that you've become injured with the Expos. Maybe you can explain what happened and how long you think you'll be out.
I'm really disappointed because I just got here and boom, disabled list already. I hit a foul ball about 15 days ago in LA, and I was kind of limping a little bit. And last day we played in Montreal. I hit a base hit right field, and then something popped inside my leg, and we went to the doctor yesterday, and they find out a hairline fracture in my leg, about 4 inches below my knee. So I'll be out for a couple of weeks, maybe 3, and then be back strong.
So Henry Rodriguez is out and Shane Andrews is in. The 23-year-old will be seeing a lot of action at first base. He played there last night. He'll be there again in tonight's ball game. In the Thursday game, when Rodriguez had to come out of the game against the Cardinals, Andrews had started at third base and then moved over to first base when Rodriguez came out of the game. Here's Joey Hamilton, the starting pitcher for the San Diego Padres. And here's the lineup he'll face tonight. Lou Frazier, Jeff Treadway, and Will Cordero at the top of the order. This is the same lineup that beat San Diego last night. Moises Alou, Darren Fletcher, and Tony Tarasco in the middle third. Then Mark Gresselanic, Shane Andrews, and Pedro Martinez for the Expos tonight. So Hamilton ready to go. 24-year-old, 6'4", 220, throws hard.
Looking for his first win of the year. His 0-2 had an excellent outing against the Expos in the most recent series at the Big O, but came away with a no decision. It was a ball game that at one time he had retired 17 straight. Some people, speaking of the Big O, those people must be here from the Big O.
The Expos have some fans out here in Southern California. Lou Frazier, the batter. Frazier, a switch hitter, steps in, left-handed batter against the right-hander. Frazier hitting just 156. And with that pitch, we're underway at the Murph. Ball 1, no strikes. Frazier was on base with a walk and a single in last night's game. A strike called, and 1-1. Joey Hamilton, a #1 draft by the Padres in 1991. Frazier showing bunt, and he takes a strike, and it's 1-2.
Well, Frazier has a way of waiting out pitchers and make sure they throw strikes, but Joey Hamilton has been one that's been getting the ball over. He's only walked one man in his last 20 innings, so he is throwing strikes, and plenty of them.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, fastball up and in, and 2 balls and 2 strikes. Frazier is playing in center field for the injured Rondell White. Ball is fouled out of play. Rondell White is out of action with a left hamstring injury. It kind of makes you wonder what's going on in Major League Baseball right now, but there have been a rash of injuries, not just by the Expos. Today the Giants got bad news. Matt Williams fouled a ball off his leg. He then singled, and while running the bases came up lame, had to come out of the game. He suffered a broken second metacarpal bone in his right foot. He'll be placed in a cast. Here's a ground ball for Pedagini. He bobbles and gets it to the pitcher late, and Frazier beats it out on the error by the first baseman.
And Lou seems to have hurt his right hand or right wrist. And I don't know if it's swinging or trying to beat this out. Hamilton might not have beaten Frazier to the bag. First of all, Pedagini blows the grounder and then throws the first, not in time. This delay right here ensured that Frazier would be safe at first base. But Hamilton had a late break off the mound. He would have had trouble beating Frazier down the line.
Pedagini is charged with an error. Frazier becomes a base runner. And now he'll be watched. He's obviously been asked by Luis Pujols, the first base coach, if he's okay, and Frazier stays in the game. Here's Jeff Treadway. playing at second base. Mike Lansing is on the disabled list. A strike to Treadway. So to finish the thought on Matt Williams, in case you hadn't heard the news, the Gold Glove third baseman out of action, minimum 6 weeks. Lost to the Giants with a broken right foot. Here's a high fly ball to left, and Bip Roberts, the left fielder, has this. Waiting halfway, Frazier returns to first base.
Hitting third,
Joey Hamilton, a 4.17 earned run average and a 0-2 record. Makes his 8th start.
Only 5 walks in 41 innings. I think his problem, though, from time to time, you saw the number of hits at 49 hits in 41 innings. He gets the ball over, but he gets it right down the middle too often.
Pitch is low and outside to Will Cordero. And then a throw to first base, but Frazier had gotten back safely. Cordero batting .284, leading the club in hits with 40.
Lou thought about going to second, then retraces his steps back to first base, and Osmus almost threw the ball into right field.
Here's the 1-strike pitch, and Cordero drives this ball to right field. Gwynn is back just short of the warning track and makes the catch. 2 down. That'll bring Moises Alou to the plate. Checking out the rest of the Padre defense, we mentioned Roberts in left and Gwynn in right. Steve Finley's playing in center field. Pettigini at first base. Jody Reed over at second. Ray Holbert, the rookie, getting a start at shortstop. Ken Caminetti at third base. Brad Osmus behind the plate. Hamilton ready to face Alou. No score in the first with Frazier aboard. The Expos running game has been slowed considerably. The team has just 23 stolen bases. They've been caught 18 times. They've given up 35 stolen bases. And usually it's a big edge favor the Expos in the running game. The pitch to Alou, smacked hard through the hole on the left side, and a base hit. Moises Alou wasting no time.
The catcher, number 24, Darren.
Well, you can tell he's feeling better with the bat. He's becoming more aggressive. Last night he hit a home run here on a first pitch at bat. His first time up, and tonight, first pitch and a base hit to left.
And a 10-game hitting streak for Mo.
Darren Fletcher, the left-hand hitting catcher, will bat, hitting .259 on the season. Low and in, a ball. So some big name players are out of action. Matt Williams with the Giants. Dave Justice goes on the DL at Atlanta. Jose Rijo at Cincinnati, along with Deion Sanders.
Just a couple of more today that we just found out about. Some big timers.
Aaron Seeley with a tender shoulder goes on the DL. Dean Palmer, the Texas third baseman, ruptured a bicep tendon in his left elbow. He's out for the year. He did that striking out. Ball 3, no strikes to Darren Fletcher. And the Expos have lost 2 first basemen. That's Tony Tarasco on deck. Cliff Floyd, which prompted the trade with the Dodgers to acquire Henry Rodriguez. Bases are full with 2 down for Tony Tarasco.
On last night's game, Fletcher got a key walk to load the bases for Tarasco, and it came through with a sacrifice fly in the 9th inning to put the Expos in the lead. Well, they don't need a fly ball here. They need a base hit.
2 outs in the inning, and Tarasco stands in. He's batting .291. Ball 1 to Tarasco from Joey Hamilton.
Hamilton has some good late movement on his fastball. By that I mean it kind of tails just as it gets to the plate. The hitter starts his swing, and all of a sudden the ball is moving away from him if you're a left-handed hitter.
Osmus went out to visit briefly with the starter, Hamilton. Tony Tarasco 6 for 17 with runners in scoring position. That's a .353 batting average. He takes a strike here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And talking to pitching coach Sonny Siebert of the Padres, he's mentioned his young pitchers have a tendency to get in trouble in the early innings, and then they settle down. There's a good changeup in for a strike. But they use up a lot of pitches in the early innings, and the tank is empty by the 5th or 6th. Can't go any further.
Well, after the off-speed pitch, let's see if he tries to blow one by Tony Tarasco. And the ball is tapped to the right side. Reed has this, throws to first. He would not throw Tarasco a fastball. The Expos lead 3 in the first, and the Padres are coming to bat.
This ESPN Classic program is brought to you by Xbox. Visit Xbox.com. The future of video games has arrived.
Rated E for everyone. Welcome to NFL Fever 2003.
Here it is.
Tips of the pass. Hello. NFL Fever 2003. Only on Xbox. For more gridiron action, play online with Xbox Live.
Is this your idea of extended stay? Villager has a better idea for travelers feeling a little confined. By the day or extended stay, Villager is your address for comfort and value. Call 1-800-328-STAY.
This weekend, Enterprise Rent-A-Car announces special low rates from just $9.99 a day. Friday till Monday from just $9.99 a day. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
1-800-RENT-A-CAR.
Hey! Hey! Hey, give me the wallet.
Take it easy.
It's my wallet. I accidentally mugged this guy. Oh. It's the exact same wallet.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
I just want to give you your wallet back, sir.
Uh-oh. Spending another weekend cleaning the pool? The reaching, the rubbing and scrubbing, the leaves, twigs, and bugs. Yuck. By the time you're finished, so is the weekend. Why waste your time cleaning your pool when you should be enjoying it? Introducing the Pool Devil, the amazing water surface cleaner that makes any pool, any shape, any size sparkling clean. Just float it and forget it. Made with flow-through technology, the Pool Devil automatically adjusts to the changing water levels of your pool. Only the Pool Devil creates a circular flow in your pool, guiding dirt, leaves, and debris toward itself. And its clever venturing system acts like a magnet that pulls all floating debris directly into its filter bag. The Pool Devil does the cleaning so you don't have to. We dump piles of leaves, grass, and lawn debris into this pool and let the Pool Devil do its thing. The Pool Devil actually circulates debris around the pool to itself, scooping up that debris with no wear and tear on the pool pump or filter. In just over 20 minutes, the pool is perfectly clean again. And remember, when the surface stays clean, virtually nothing sinks to the bottom. And once the pool is clean, just empty the filter bag and enjoy your pool. The Pool Devil sets up in just seconds. Just float it and forget it. Think of the time and money you'll save. This pool cleaner costs over $200, and you'd spend a fortune on professional cleaning.
This Pool Devil's about to put me out of business.
Now, while supplies last, the Pool Devil is available at the incredibly low introductory price of only $19.95. And that's not all. Call now, and just for trying the amazing Pool Devil, receive this patriotic floating American flag raft, a $10 value free. But wait, there's more. If you order your Pool Devil within the next 10 minutes, you'll get a lifetime supply of filter bags. Get it all: the Pool Devil cleaner, extension hose, connectors, lifetime filter bags, and the bonus floating American flag, all for only $19.95. If the Pool Devil isn't the fastest pool cleaner you've ever used, send it back for a complete refund. But keep the floating American flag as our free gift. Stop skimming. The Pool Devil will clean any pool, any shape, any size. Just float it and forget it. The Pool Devil, America's swimming pool clean machine. Call now.
Wednesdays this fall, my wife and kids is back for an all-new season of laughs, and Damon still thinks he's the boss.
I'm the Grand Poobah.
Grand Poobah, grab the trash on your way out, okay?
He's got a loving wife who does everything with.
We had breakfast together. We had lunch together.
I just want to shut up together. And he has 3 adorable kids that never cease to amaze him.
I almost got an A on my test.
What'd you get?
A D. 3 letters away from an A.
The 1-hour season premiere of My Wife and Kids, Wednesday, September 25th on ABC.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Pedro Martinez on the mound, warming up, ready to go after the San Diego Padres. Let's check out their starting lineup. Bip Roberts is the leadoff hitter, then Steve Finley and Tony Gwynn. Ken Caminetti bats in the cleanup spot. Roberto Pettigini is hitting in the number 5 position and playing at first base tonight. Brad Osmus, then Jody Reed, then the rookie playing at shortstop with Cedeno coming out of the lineup. Ray Holbert batting 8th. And then Joey Hamilton, the pitcher, hitting 9th. And here's a look at Pedro Martinez.
Pedro 3-0, 3-1 this year, but 3-0 lifetime against the San Diego Padres. Had a no decision in the start on the 24th. He and Hamilton matched up. Pedro went 6 1/3 innings, had 7 strikeouts, but allowed 9 hits and 4 walks in that game. So no decision for Pedro. He hasn't won since May the 13th at Shea Stadium. So he's been struggling of late.
And 1 win in his last 5 starts. He made a start last Monday against the Giants. And 3 pitches into the game with Darren Lewis at the plate, Pedro was warned by the plate umpire, Bruce Fremming. That was last Monday at Olympic Stadium. Pedro has really battled his control. He threw a pitch down and in. He threw a pitch up and in. Then he threw a pitch in the dirt. And then he was warned. There were no further incidences, and Bruce came to realize that Martinez was struggling all evening with his control. Bip Roberts, a switch hitter, batting .354, leading the Padres in hitting. Foul ball. Total of 45 hits.
Dave, it was interesting you mentioned that Bruce Fremming realized no further incidents in the game, although Pedro did throw a pitch behind John Patterson of the Giants. And I think Bruce realized that Pedro is just having all kinds of problems with his control, and maybe the warning itself was a bit premature.
Right. Pedro, just 23, comes in with a 1-2 to Roberts. Low and inside. Roberts was originally signed by Pittsburgh. He was drafted by the Padres as a Rule 5 draft. And there are his numbers against the Expos. They're just tremendous. A high fly ball for Frazier in center field. 1 away.
You notice the 2 home runs that Bip hit against the Expos. One of those was a grand slam here in the 9th inning with 2 outs. Bip went the count, put the count to 3-2 against Barry Jones, fouled off about 5 pitches, then hit a grand slam home run to win the game. And his reputation grew from there.
A called strike on Steve Finley. Finley is hitting .286. First inning and no score at the Murph. Breaking ball missed inside. Pedro Martinez up through the Dodgers system. Started out with Los Angeles, of course, in their bullpen, and put up terrific numbers. Ball is bounced foul off to the right side, and a ball and 2 strikes. Coming out of the Dodger farm system, where he was a minor league player of the year in 1991. Joined the Dodgers in September of '92. Fastball by Finley and a strikeout for Pedro Martinez. His first of the night. 2 down, and Tony Gwynn will be the batter.
Right fielder.
Pedro shook off before he threw this fastball, so Darren Fletcher wanted something else, but Pedro knew what was best as he blows Finley away.
Tony Gwynn hitting .316, and he takes a strike. A 5-time batting champion. Struggling a little bit with the bat right now. Gwynn's hitting just .143 against the Expos. He's just 2 for 14 against the Montreal pitching staff. Low and inside, a ball. Over the years, the Expos have had success pitching to Tony Gwynn. They've held his career batting average under 300.
I thought you would qualify that because he is a 290-something lifetime hitter against the Expos, but I believe that's the only team that he's under 300 against.
That's it. 2 balls and a strike to Gwynn. Here's a fly ball for the left fielder, Moises Alou. 3 up, 3 down, nothing for San Diego in the first. At Jack Murphy Stadium, Expos and the Padres are scoreless.
ESPN Classic remembers NFL royalty Johnny Unitas, a day-long tribute to one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. From his signature crew cut and high-top spikes to his record-breaking career. Wednesday starting at 3 Eastern, only on ESPN Classic.
You know the athletes. Anna Kournikova is sex with a tennis racket attached. But do you know their stories?
He never shows the slightest remorse at anything he's done.
The award-winning Sports Century, 8 p.m. weeknights on ESPN Classic.
In a world of superhumans, fierce battles have raged and many have fallen. Now the best remain, but only one can wear the ring. Who will lead his team to victory? Will it be Johnson, Jeter, Pujols, Hunter, Chipper, or Chavez? Watch the Major League Baseball postseason. The world will be watching. Will you?
There's people lifting with the legs. Oh, you're leaning.
Need to store your stuff? Now there's an easier way. Let Public Storage do the work. Decide what you need to store. They'll pick it up and move it into storage for you. Nothing could be more convenient than this. All it takes is one phone call. 1-800-44-STORE. Next time, let Public Storage, America's storage leader, pick it up for you.
It's time you expected more from an insurance company. Because at Progressive.com, you can get our price for car insurance, plus the rates of other big-name companies. And that could save you hundreds.
We can help you save money, even if it's not with us.
Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE now or visit Progressive.com. Compare rates and buy a policy instantly. We can help you save money, even if it's not with us. You could start saving now. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. Not what you'd expect from an insurance company.
Right here, no score as the Padres come to bat in the second. Take a look at the scouting report on Pedro Martinez.
Well, you can see how Pedro is struggling in his last 3 starts. Just look at the earned run average, 4.58. That is certainly not the way that Pedro usually pitches. 0-1 is his last 3 starts, and just been struggling to find a release point. I think tonight you check out the number of base on balls, number of wild type pitches within the zone, how often he gets the ball over the plate, and do you see that fastball sailing in on the right-handed hitter?
1 strike on the switch hitter, Ken Caminetti. He'll bat left-handed against Pedro Martinez. Caminetti hitting .305 and leading the San Diego club in total bases, 64, doubles with 10, tied for the home run lead with 5, and leading in RBIs with 24. Ball 1. Well, that does not look too good, does it, for anybody? The 0 for 13. 2 balls and a strike to Caminetti.
Well, last night, remember, I kind of wondered on the air if Caminetti had been a pitcher anywhere. So I asked him today, and he said at one time he did use that strong arm as a pitcher in high school. He was a shortstop and a pitcher. Right here, he swings and misses on a fastball out of the zone.
Let's see what he chased here.
Couldn't get up high enough on that fastball, and it almost lost his balance.
Hard swing, though. He scattered birds with that. 2-2 the count. He got a hold of this, but he's pulled it way down the right field line and back out of play.
Well, somebody found it worthwhile to come out here tonight. Nice little scramble for that ball.
In on his hands again, and a ball pulled foul.
So far, Pedro seems to be locked in pretty well. But when you're struggling as a pitcher, sometimes you fall in and out of your patterns and release point, and you can't throw strikes. There's a breaking ball and miss down and in. And if you're going to throw a ball, you want to make it look more like a strike.
Three and two pitch coming up to Caminiti. Good fastball there. That's the second strikeout for Pedro Martinez.
That's the second time he's challenged the left-handed hitter. This time it's Caminiti's turn, and he can't catch up to it. It's Pedro's #1 heater right there.
Pedagini up for the first time. Batting .355. We'll break that down. Here's a foul ball out of play. 127 at-bats. Good catch.
This might be the catch of the year. What a play.
Here is the 1-1 pitch. And lifted high into the air. Lude coming in.
Did we have that?
Two
catch?
down.
We have that fan making that catch.
Brad Osmus will be the batter, hitting .316. Right-hand hitting catcher. Strikeouts, of course, nothing new for Pedro. He established himself as a strikeout pitcher working out of the Dodger bullpen in 1993. In 107 innings, he had 113 strikeouts. Tied John Wetland for the league high. 2 balls and no strikes to Osmus. Let's check the speed gun. That's a pretty good fastball.
That's, yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
You don't have time to look at that pitch, do you? Ground ball left side. Cordero. And just in time to get Osmus on a close play at first base. 3 up, 3 down. Pedro has retired 6 in a row to start the game. We're scoreless at the end of 2.
America, I'm the new 99-cent BK value menu. You guys like bacon cheeseburgers?
Sure do.
3 strips of bacon.
3?
Yeah, I'm looking good.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. You guys single?
2 of us. 2.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, you get off on the next floor.
The all-new BK Value menu speaks for itself. Now, get 11 items for 99 cents every day. And have it your way in more ways.
What's that? Alarm. It's the alarm. What's going on?
Oh,
The keypad. I'll check the keypad. It's the back door. Get by the phone.
Hello?
This is Jim from Brinks Home Security. Is everything all right?
I don't know. The alarm just started going off.
I'll notify your police department.
Thank you so much.
Brinks Home Security protected this family, and they can protect yours, too. The Brinks award-winning state-of-the-art monitoring center can signal theft, fire, or medical emergencies 24 hours a day. Brinks Home Security starts with a free personal security analysis that allows us to custom tailor the system for your home. Call now and we'll install a Brinks Home Security system for just $99, including a security keypad that provides a quick link to our monitoring center. As a special offer, we'll install a second keypad free. That's a $125 value. You also get the security of the Brinks name.
Thank you, officer.
Come on, honey. Everything's okay.
Brinks Home Security, dedicated to fast response and peace of mind 24 hours a day. Call now.
I knew we didn't have enough life insurance. Now, I can afford what I need for my family.
We made one call and saved hundreds of dollars. We could put that money toward college.
The person I spoke to really helped us through the process. It was so easy.
Yeah, no hard sell. Just, okay, let's see what you need, then we'll find a policy for you.
We're Zurich Direct, part of Zurich Financial Services Group, over $206 billion strong. And through Zurich Direct, you could save up to 70% on term life insurance. Call now for a free quote. We'll help you decide just how much life insurance you need, and we could save you up to 70%.
We got a $300,000 policy from Mark for just $26 a month.
And that's a lot less than we were paying before.
Call Zurich Direct now for your free quote. It's easy. There's no obligation. Just savings up to 70% on the right policy for you. Zurich Direct, the way life should be. Call now 1-888-566-TERM.
The Expos have some people out with injuries, to say the least. Rondell White with a hamstring injury. Sean Berry with a groin pull. Mike Lansing on the disabled list with a badly pulled hamstring. And Luis Aquino out of action right now, but available with a hip flexor injury. So we had a chance to talk to the busiest of the Expos lately, trainer Ron McLean.
Okay, the good news first, Sean Berry's about ready to come back with his left groin. He's probably about 90% now, and he'll be playing tomorrow. And also, Luis Aquino is able to play with his hip flexor. He's able to pitch now. He's improved greatly over the last 3 or 4 days. We're still working on Rondell White. We anticipate him able to play with his left hamstring strain on approximately Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. And the other guy is, of course, Mike Lansing. He's improving daily. This is day 4, and we're going to have him start jogging on day 5 or 6. And he's right on schedule.
Well, Ron McLean and his assistant Mike Kozak have really been busy. And, of course, that man has had to fill the gaps one way or another.
Thought I heard the theme from MASH playing underneath that clip from Ronnie McLean.
Jody Reed, first ball hitting, pops one up the shallow center, and Jeff Treadway wants this. One down, and Pedro has retired 7 in a row to start the game. He'll face the rookie shortstop Ray Holbert. Holbert, who hit 300 at Las Vegas last year. Batting 182 right now.
It's been in and out of the lineup. Of course, the Padres would like to play Andújar Cedeno day in and day out. But Cedeno struggled here last night, struck out 3 times, and tonight Holbert's in there.
1 strike on Holbert. You know, last night you and I, before we left the ballpark, had to fill out our ballot for National League Player and Pitcher of the Month honors. And I just pulled out some of the paperwork that we used to kind of review the players and the pitchers for the month of May. Here's the 0-2 pitch and a ball. And
wasn't an
you
easy
and I
choice,
voted
yeah.
for Matt Williams.
Yeah, we did.
We thought this was a pretty good month, folks. A .405 batting average. Holbert down, the 3rd strikeout for Pedro, and Hamilton will bat. A .405 batting average, 12 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 45 hits for the month in 29 games.
Well, that would get my vote, and it did.
And it did.
And the pitcher of the month, we
Expos had a couple of candidates.
Yeah, they did.
Worthy candidates. Jeff Fassero, who was 5-1, and Carlos Perez 4-0. But we voted for Heathcliff Slocum of the Phillies, who in 14 games logged 12 saves, 1-1, and posted a 1.76 ERA. Hamilton swinging and missing strike 2.
Under Heathcliff's stats, does it include the number of hits he gave up?
Yeah.
12 saves, he gave up 8 hits.
Right. Here's the 1-2, and Hamilton goes down on strikes, and on 9 pitches, Pedro Martinez has taken care of the Padres in the bottom of the 3rd.
What's this?
It's a credit card. You have to open it up.
Introducing Discover to Go.
That's a crazy looking credit card.
Wow, look at that.
A great new way to carry your Discover card.
Wipe it through there and we've got it. There's a place for my keys.
I love it.
It's new.
I figured that one out, Frank.
Very futuristic.
Same account numbers, same cashback bonus program, but not like any credit card you've seen before.
Sam, I'm at the airport.
Hey, welcome back, pal.
You remember that conversation we had?
I sure do, buddy. Which conversation was that?
The one where I said I don't do any ads.
No ads. I really got to start writing things down.
Sam, that's the only one, right?
Absolutely. That's it. It was a one-shot deal.
Sam!
There might be 1 or 2 buses. Maybe.
It's time to rock and roll.
This is what it's all about.
NFL 2002 is here, and this year Sports Illustrated and NFL Films want to knock you out with the ultimate NFL package. A great 3-gift set you can't get anywhere else. Get in the game with the official NFL Films highlight video of your favorite team, available on DVD or VHS, plus an NFL team bobblehead doll, both free with your paid subscription.
Yeah, baby!
When you use your credit or debit card, you'll also get this free stadium blanket. Free. With your official NFL team highlight video, you'll see who'll do what to who in 2002. Call now and you'll also get another exclusive gift from Sports Illustrated. Your favorite NFL team's bobblehead doll with your team's logo, free. Pick a team, any team. The choice is yours.
Let's keep on doing it.
The ultimate NFL package for your favorite team is free when you order 55 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.59 an issue. Save more than 50% off the cover price. When you use your credit or debit card, you'll also get this fleece stadium blanket embroidered with the Sports Illustrated logo and a convenient carrying strap. Free. Get the best of NFL 2002 with 3 great gifts free from Sports Illustrated and nowhere else. Get into it.
We're back at Jack Murphy Stadium, and the Expos and the Padres with no score, in San Diego with the top of the order coming up here in the 4th inning. Expos fans everywhere will recognize that man in the green jacket. Now turning his back on us. You rascal, you. Buck Rogers, who managed the Expos from 1985 to 1991. Partway into the 91 season. Buck now scouting the West Coast as a major league scout for the Philadelphia Phillies. Teaming up with, I believe, Jimmy Stewart and Ray Shore. And then Buck Rogers, and those 3 cover the country for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yep, feeding information back to Lee Thomas and Jim Fregosi.
He will meet with them when they come to San Diego. Actually, Buck is getting a chance to see the Expos, but he's really scouting the Padres because the Phillies are out here on the West Coast. They'll be coming down here to play San Diego, and Buck is doing the advance work. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bip Roberts, who flied to center his first time up.
Well, the Expos might be ahead of the game with Bip tonight. They've already gotten him out once.
Here is the 1-2 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Roberts. Currently batting .352. Two-two pitch. And Roberts lines the ball right to Jody Reed, the second baseman. This ball lifted in the air, and Treadway settles under this. And Finley is out on a pop-up to Treadway. The consternation will be made to the Canadian Special Olympics on behalf of the Expos player of the game and Obus Form.
Well, Dave, so far tonight, Pedro has made things look pretty easy. Looks like he's got his mechanics under control, getting the ball where he wants to. Even moved Bip Roberts out before that line drive to second base for the first out of the inning.
He has retired 11 in a row and has 4 strikeouts along the way. Gwynn lifts this ball high into the air, center field. Frazier back, turns, and gets under it. And with 9 pitches, Pedro has moved through the 4th inning. Nothing here for San Diego. It's on to the 5th at the Murph.
Wisconsin's biggest legends, Wisconsin's greatest games, and you'll only see it on ESPN Classic. From Bart Starr to Brett Favre, cheer on the Packers in 3 Super Bowl showdowns. Then Ron Dane rumbles to Rose Bowl greatness, racking up 4 TDs in a classic battle with UCLA. Plus, Sports Century profiles the one and only Vince Lombardi, and much more. Classic Wisconsin starts at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, Saturday, only on ESPN Classic.
Direct from the Major League Baseball Clubhouse Store. The Major League Baseball Clubhouse Store presents Bobblehead Fever. Bobbles are the hottest collectible, and you can get all your favorite players right now. Bonds, Schilling, Sosa, Ichiro, Giambi, Rodriguez, and more. Call toll-free 866-MLB-2002 to add these baubles to your collection for only $19.95 each. 866-MLB-2002. Call now.
Collegiate life provides a scholar with a plethora of choices. Take getting to class. Should one skate? Excuse me. Bike? Bus? Nice. Or, thanks to Dell, you could drive this, ladies. All through September, Dell's giving away new BMWs in the BMW A Day giveaway. Yep, Dell helps you get the right PC for you and the chance to get to class with class.
Call or go online now, and you can win a BMW in Dell's BMW A Day giveaway when you order America's favorite PC, like this Dimension desktop for just $6.99, featuring an Intel Pentium 4 processor with awesome performance for music, digital photos, gaming, and beyond. And for a limited time, you'll get free shipping.
You must have gotten a Dell.
Easy to buy, easy to own, easy as Dell. Dell PCs use Intel Pentium 4 processors.
Caminetti is going to lead off the 5th inning for the San Diego Padres. He has put on a tremendous show in the field. Look at this play on Lou Frazier as Frazier hit a 1-hopper to Caminetti. And now he gets a hand as he steps in here. Struck out his first time up. Is hitless in his last 14 trips. And takes a pitch from Pedro for ball 1. Pedro has been perfect through 4 innings. No score. Pedro's thrown 45 pitches. And here's the 1-0 to Caminetti. And fouled out of play. We have already talked about Ken Griffey Jr., of course, Dave Justice on the DL, Jose Rijo, Deion Sanders, Matt Williams today, Dean Palmer today, Cliff Floyd, Henry Rodriguez. On and on goes the list. What is happening, Kevin?
Well, Dave, I think it's I think you're seeing ramifications of the strike. You got a prolonged off season. Players had more time in the off season. We had a shortened spring training, and then we have less off days. So what you're seeing is that players are being taxed or pushed to the physical limits. And when you push yourself as much as we're pushing these players after all the off time, then the shortened spring training, and now the limited off days, I think these guys are getting tired. And when you get tired, you're going to see injuries.
A fast fastball by Caminetti. Pedro continues to be able to come up with the big pitch.
First baseman.
And usually it has been the fastball here so far early in the game.
The second time he has blown one by Caminetti, just about the same spot, about letter high. So if he's sticking with the scouting report, you don't want to change it.
No.
That's strikeout number 5 for Pedro, and he threw that pitch at 94 miles an hour.
Pedro today, I talked with Pedro before the game a little bit about the fine he received yesterday, which I'm very unhappy about. I think it was totally unwarranted.
This is because of the warning in last Monday's game?
No, they told me it goes back to Houston when he hit Luis Gonzalez. And they fined he and Kyle both $500 for what took place. And I think in Pedro's situation, it was unwarranted. And then I talked to him before the game today. He is very focused, and he said he was going to go out there and pitch his game, and he looks like he's doing what he set out to do.
Treadway with the play. 2 quick outs here in the 5th inning. And Brad Osmus will come up for San Diego. He's 0 for 1, having grounded out his first time. Boy, I should say he is focused. Perfect now for 4 2/3 innings.
Well, Kevin, I got to agree with you because Kyle was the one who was thrown out of that game. So why should their fine be equal at $500 apiece?
I don't think Pedro should be fined whatsoever.
Not at all.
They talk about, the problem is I think he's being singled out. He's got a reputation now that he pitches inside. He's only hit 2 hitters all year. He hit the first batter he faced in Pittsburgh, Jacob Brumfield. Then he hit Luis Gonzalez. He went like 120-something hitters without, from the first hitter, hits batsman to the second hit. And because he's got a reputation of pitching inside, now we're going to be looking for him to hit people. I think it's unwarranted, and I don't really appreciate what's going on right now.
And when he's only 23 years old, it's got to affect him. He's not, like a seasoned veteran, 31, and just put this aside and say, well, I'm going to go out here and pitch. They can find me all they want. This is a young man trying to come into his own as a major league star.
This is his approach. He pitches inside. It's part of his effectiveness. Last year he got on a roll because he controls the inner half of the plate. Hitters don't like that. And of course, when you pitch on the inner half of the plate, you're going to hit some people. But I believe it's unintentional, and I believe they're singling him out right now, and I just don't appreciate it.
On 11 pitches, he has gotten through the 5th inning. That's strikeout number 6. Pedro Martinez is perfect through 5 in San Diego, and we are scoreless.
Number one.
Want to see the pros do it for real? Win a trip from Castrol to the Super Bowl and the Pro Bowl. Go to AutoZone for details.
Hi, Billy Mays here for Phone Free, the most revolutionary invention since the cell phone itself. Take a look at this. Phone Free is the first hands-free device designed with no wires, no plug-ins, and no hands. Phone Free transmits your conversation through the car radio speakers. Instead of hearing music, you hear the person you're talking to. So you get crystal clear sound. Just clip, press, and talk. It's that easy. Hi, this is Billy.
Hi, Billy. I'm just calling to confirm your appointment for today.
Okay, thanks for the call. In my car, Phone Free is the only one for me because I can drive and talk at the same time and still remain focused. Phone Free fits any phone. It's so compact and portable, you could take it anywhere.
It's so simple. I just clip it to my phone and start talking. And because I don't have to hold my cell phone with my hand, I feel much safer.
Phone Free transmits your conversation through the car radio speakers. Instead of hearing music, you hear the other person. Why pay a fortune for other complicated systems when you can simply clip, press, and talk? But call right now, and we'll also include the universal dash mount that is designed to hold any phone and installs to any surface easily. That means you get Phone Free and the universal dash mount, all for just $19.95. But you gotta call now. Here's how to order.
But wait, as part of this special promotion, now you can get 2 Phone Frees for the price of 1. That's right, call now and get 2 Phone Frees with universal mounts, all for the unbelievable low price of just $19.95. Don't wait. There's never been a better time to call.
Call 1-800-651-8090 to order the amazing hands-free wireless phone-free system. This exclusive limited-time offer is available only on TV. That's 2 phone-free systems for only $19.95, plus shipping and handling. Phone-free is backed by our 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-800-651-8090. That's 1-800-651-8090.
We're talking with Expos General Manager Kevin Malone, and we're talking about the June draft, which I guess concluded or should be wrapping up today.
Concluded today.
How many pitchers, Kevin, did you have? First of all, how many players did the Expos draft?
Well, when I left yesterday, we were into the 40s. I think we were around 45 rounds or so, and we were only going to go a few more today. But our first 10 picks, we took 8 high school players, 1 junior college player, and 1 college player. So we focused again on the high school player, and we feel very fortunate. We got some quality athletes, some very exciting players, and we think we did a very good job again this year.
Pedro Martinez has done a very good job. He's been perfect through 5 as we enter the 6th inning in the bottom third of the Padre order. Reed, Holbert, and Hamilton. Reed popped to short his first time, and here lines to third. Right after the ball game, we'll select the player of the game for the Padres on behalf of AST. Canada's fastest growing computer company stays on top of the game with a winning lineup of valued notebooks and desktop computers, including the AST Advantage. A cash donation will be made to the Canadian Special Olympics on behalf of that player and AST. Now Ray Holbert, who struck out his first time up.
Kevin, you mentioned the club went after the high school players. Some organizations feel that they should go after the college player. Now, the thought is, I believe that when a club goes after younger players, they feel they'll have them longer and be able to develop them into the type of player they want.
Well, right now there's varying philosophies. I think if you're picking up early in the draft and maybe you can get a college player that could help you within a year or 2 years, then I think maybe you go that route. But we feel like we've got quality young players now, and we want to keep bringing them into the system. Ground ball there to Treadway, 4-3 for the second out of the inning. But we think that right now, because of the youth of our major league club, that we need to continue to put young players into the system to keep them coming in at the entry level.
That was a tougher play than it looked.
Yes.
He came up with a bit of a short hop and made the throw.
Set the stage for this at-bat, Joey Hamilton. Pedro is perfect through 5 2/3. Joey Hamilton is 0 for 16 this year and 0 for 54 for his career.
He's perfect too.
He has already, it's an unofficial baseball record, but he's already passed Don Carmen's start of career 0 for 48. Hamilton is 0 for 54.
But the seasonal record is Bob Buell with the Milwaukee Braves, went 0 for 70.
Yeah, 1962. Started the season with the Braves, wound up, I guess the Braves didn't like his bat, so they traded him to the Cubs because he wound up with the Cubs, and between the two, he went 0 for 70.
He's a pretty good pitcher, though.
Yes, he was. Hamilton goes down on strikes, and fans, don't go away. Saturday Night Fever hits Jack Murphy Stadium. Pedro is perfect through 6. No score in the game.
Rated E for everyone. Welcome to NFL Fever 2003.
Here it is.
Tips of the pass. Hello. NFL Fever 2003. Only on Xbox. For more gridiron action, play online with Xbox Live.
America, I'm the new 99-cent BK value menu. You going to college?
Yeah.
Junior college, right?
Junior college.
Oh, come on. It should be called more high school. I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but you're not going to be a rich man, okay? Bacon cheeseburger, 99 cents. You're going to need me.
The all-new BK value menu speaks for itself. Now, get 11 items for 99 cents every day. And have it your way in more ways.
Fans are up for the stretch here at Jack Murphy Stadium, and no score in this game. It was on April 13th last year that Pedro Martinez made a bid for a perfect game. You'll remember that it was interrupted when Reggie Sanders charged the mound after being hit by a pitch. Pedro had retired the first 22 batters, had a perfect game through 7 1/3 before a 2-strike pitch hit Sanders, and that started a brawl. Here's the line on Pedro tonight.
Well, not much happening as far as hits and runs and walks, but look at that strikeout. 7 strikeouts, 65 pitches in 6 innings. And I just liked what I saw Pedro warming up there. He was practicing throwing from the stretch. He hadn't thrown from the stretch the whole game. So not to wish himself any bad luck, but just in case somebody does get on, he wants to be ready and have his mechanics focused.
This is a big inning right here for him.
Yeah, these are when Dennis threw that perfect game against the Dodgers, when he had to deal with Brett Butler leading off, I thought that would be the toughest hitter of the game for him, and he got Butler pretty easily. Then I began to think, well, maybe he's got a chance here.
Ball 1 to Bip Roberts, the top of the San Diego batting order. Pedro perfect through 6. He's retired Roberts on a fly ball to center field and a line drive to second base. Roberts hitting .349, fouls 1 off. 1-1. Pitching coach Joe Kerrigan was making an interesting point about Bip Roberts, and one of the reasons why the Expos have had trouble pitching to him. Because he is short and compact and has a compact swing, the strike zone that Roberts presents is small. Here's a ball hit into the air to left center, and Frazier is under it. 1 away in the 8th, and Steve Finley will come to the plate. Make it the 7th inning.
That's wishful thinking, Dave.
And well, what I did, I wrote down that, well, I just messed it up is what I did. Steve Finley, the batter, has struck out and popped up. Don't you hate when players make excuses? So I'm not going to make any excuse.
No, we all make mistakes.
Well, the way Pedro's going tonight, it doesn't look like he's going to make many. One thing you watch for, not only how the guys, when Pedro gets them out, but how they make outs. That was a lazy fly ball off the bat of Bip Roberts, so he was late on that fastball. And sometimes an indication of how a pitcher is throwing or how the outs are made, even when he's getting people out. Line drives are an indication that he might be losing it.
Joe Kerrigan's point on Roberts, I think, was well taken, that when pitchers work really well to hitters, not only do they move the ball in and out, but they move the ball up and down. And there's not just a great deal of leeway in pitching to Roberts.
Yeah.
It's tough moving the ball for any pitcher to move the ball up and down on Roberts. This is popped up behind home plate, and Fletcher settles under this. 2 down in the 7th inning, and Tony Gwynn will be the batter, a 5-time batting champion and the #1 lifetime hitter in the National League among the active players. .333.
Even though Tony has flied out twice tonight, he's hit the ball fairly well both times, and this might be the toughest test right here for Pedro. Good pitch.
It is a good one. Like you had mentioned, Kenny, when you see a pitcher still throwing downhill, I get concerned about pitchers when they start pitching up in the strike zone late in the game, but he's still working down in the zone.
A play by Andrews, and Pedro on 9 pitches has retired the Padres in the 7th. He'll carry his perfect game bid into inning number 8. No score at Jack Murphy Stadium.
Every athlete has a story.
You just knew you were in the presence of greatness.
A story that inspires.
He was winning Wimbledon with one hand and fighting the ills of this world with the other.
That brings us together.
When Magic announced that he had the AIDS virus, Bird broke down and cried.
And defines our history.
Jack is $10 thinking. He said, this is America.
These are their stories. This is the award-winning Sports Century, 8 p.m. weeknights on ESPN Classic.
In a world of superhumans, fierce battles have raged and many have fallen. Now the best remain, but only one can wear the ring. Who will lead his team to victory? Will it be Johnson, Jeter, Pujols, Hunter, Chipper or Chavez. Watch the Major League Baseball postseason. The world will be watching. Will you?
You have the ultimate power to look better, to be stronger, to redefine your body and yourself. Introducing the Bowflex Ultimate. Quite possibly the best home fitness machine ever made. In as little as 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you can get real results that can change your entire body. With over 90 health club quality exercises and up to 410 pounds of resistance, it's like having an entire gym in your home. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. Own the new Bowflex Ultimate with no money down and monthly payments lower than many health club dues. Call and ask for a free video and brochure, and check out the entire Bowflex lineup, or visit us on the web at BowflexUltimate.com today. The new Bowflex for ultimate results.
No score through 7. We go to the 8th inning. Let's take a look at that final out of the bottom of the 7th inning, Ken.
Well, here's where the score of the game dictated where Shane Andrews is playing at first base. Now remember, there's no score in the game, so he has to guard the line against an extra base hit. If the Expos are up by a couple of runs, that might have been a 2-base hit for Tony Gwynn. There's Tommy Harper schooling another young player.
Number 45, Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez got down a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd. He grounded out in the 5th. One strike to Pedro. Oh, and 2.
The way Pedro is going right now, you almost wish that he would make it out, get back to the bench and sit down. But the club needs some runs.
Hamilton, working on a 1-hitter, has thrown 105 pitches. Pedro goes down on strikes. That's the 2nd strikeout for Hamilton. He got Gresalonic in the last inning. See, people will watch Pedro, but people won't say anything to Pedro. Foul back by Frazier, who is 0 for 3. The Expos had an opportunity in the 1st inning when Frazier reached base on an error by Pettigini, the first baseman. With 2 outs in the inning, a loose single and Fletcher walked and the bases were full, but Tarasco grounded out. Andrews got a 1-out walk in the 2nd. Nothing happened there. Tarasco was hit by a pitch with 1 out in the 4th. A double play ball followed. Alou reached with 2 outs in the 6th on an error by the shortstop. That's been it offensively for the Expos. So here on the other side of the field, Hamilton is working on a gem. A ball and 2 strikes to Frazier. Hamilton is big and strong, 6'4", 220. So at 110 pitches, Ken, you figure he is still out there for a while.
Well, you don't want to go much past 120. I think nowadays that those high pitch counts that we talked about in the past are a thing of the past. Randy Johnson, the only pitcher last year to throw 150 pitches in a game. And just as few as 3 years ago, there were about 10 pitchers who did that. They just don't do that much anymore.
Ball lined softly out into right center and a base hit for Frazier. The 2nd hit allowed by Joey Hamilton. Now the ball got away from the Padres when they threw it back in, but Frazier's at first base with 1 out. Now, one of the aspects of the Expos offense, and we've talked about this the last few nights, that they have not been effective in using, is the running game. What do you think Felipe might try to do to take advantage of Lou Frazier being aboard and no score in this game in the 8th inning.
Well, Dave, it's a situation where the running game might have to be pressed into action, put some pressure on the Padres defensively, and if anybody can do it, it's Lou Frazier. And he's the type of base stealer who does not get caught very often.
This ball is poked into center field. Finley is there and has it for out number 2. Treadway is retired and is 0 for 4 on the night. Frazier is still at first, and Will Cordero will be the batter. This is where Cordero has really had some shining moments throughout 1993 and sporadically 94, I should say, and sporadically here in 1995. You know that Felipe would just love to see Frazier in scoring position for Cordero.
Cordero really started to come into his own back at the tail end of 93. Had some big hits against the Phillies as the Expos were chasing down the Phillies that year. And I think it really was a boon to his confidence, because last year he started off a little slow, but it was this time of year where he really got hot. He had 12 of his 16 home runs in the month of June and July.
In the late innings of tight ball games, the Expos couldn't wait to get Will Cordero to the plate with somebody in scoring position. A ball and no strikes to Cordero. Hard ground ball at the shortstop Holbert. The inning is over here in the 8th. We'll go to the San Diego half of the inning. Expos nothing, Padres nothing, and Pedro heads out to the hill again.
Why did I put a 240 horsepower supercharged V6 power plant in a mid-size family sedan? Because it feels so good. My name's Harley Earl, and I've come back to build you a great car.
Buick, the spirit of American style.
Hey, Slugger, if you'd like to improve your hitting, here's some real breaking news. Introducing Hitaway, a brand new way to improve your swing and get more hits. Hitaway attaches easily to a tree, post, or pole. Throw the ball away from you and watch Hitaway go into its windup. And here's the pitch. Every hit winds up the Hitaway, so it pitches to you again and again. Hitaway comes in baseball and softball and really improves your swing. Want to fine-tune your hitting? Just move the ball up or down the cord and lock it in place with the collar. Hitaway lets you practice hitting all over the strike zone. Hitaway is a great gift for all ages, from little leagues to major leagues. In fact, former major league player and current hitting instructor Merv Rettman gives Hitaway his highest recommendation. Hitaway is fun for all skill levels and is a must for everyone who plays baseball or softball. You'll quickly develop superior hand-eye coordination and timing. Even learn to switch hit. No more chasing balls. No more long waits or the high cost of a batting cage. Hitaway needs so little room, you can use it almost anywhere. Unlike expensive pitching machines that require lots of room and a fat wallet, Hitaway for either baseball or softball is just $29.95. Call within the next 10 minutes and get our Major League batting tips plus the Hitaway carrying case free with your order. And Hitaway comes with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't see an improvement in your swing, timing, and batting average, simply return it for your money back. When's a batting cage offered that? Order 2 or 3. Hitaway's a perfect gift year-round. To get more hits, get Hitaway.
Have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen to order your Hitaway. Hitaway comes in a baseball or softball version, and if you order now, you'll also get the Major League betting tips and the carrying case absolutely free. Don't forget, Hitaway comes with a 100% guarantee. If you don't see an improvement in your swing, timing, and batting average, just return Hitaway for your money back. Hitaway makes a great gift for all ages. Order now.
Ken Caminetti to lead it off for the San Diego Padres. Pedro Martinez perfect through 7. Caminetti has struck out twice and is 0 for 15. Swings on the first pitch and hits it foul and out of play to the left. Ken, here's Pedro, just 23 years old, second year as a starting pitcher in the league, but he has been through this kind of a game.
I think that might help him here in the later innings. He certainly remembers the game against Cincinnati and how close he came to baseball immortality, but tonight He's almost in the same situation. That game went 7 1/3, you said?
When
he hit Reggie Sanders, yeah.
Yep.
So he's into the 8th inning here. Very similar situation.
Pedro carried a no-hit bid through 8 and lost his no-hit bid in the 9th inning of that game last April 13th. 0-2 pitch.
Ooh.
Ball 1. 1-2. This too is where the defensive players feel a little bit of pressure too, because there's so much riding on every play.
That's true.
I mean, players are ready to dive, to go in any direction, knock balls down, run through walls, do whatever they have to do to get outs.
I remember after the Dennis pitched his perfect game against the Dodgers, Spike Owen was playing shortstop that day, and Spike said he was very happy that the last out was a fly ball, because infielders are under a lot of pressure, not only to catch the ball but to throw it to first.
Fastball inside. 3-2. He struck him out with a high fastball again, and Caminiti got mad and broke the bat over his leg.
He's a tough competitor. He's so intense. I really like him as a player. He's a complete player. He's a competitor.
Well, I think he knows he chased ball 4, and it would have helped his club out.
Well, that's the 3rd time Pedro's got him on that pitch, kind of up and in. 3 strikeouts for Caminiti tonight, all in the same place.
So you're going to have to bring something extra to the dance to get that pitch tonight.
First ball hitting. Pettigini pops it up. Gressel on it. Now Pedro has gone further than he's ever gone before under these circumstances. 7 2/3 innings of perfect baseball.
I don't know about you two, but I can sense the crowd kind of swinging here. They're kind of swinging towards Pedro Martinez. They feel something special is happening.
Osmus has grounded out and struck out. Ball 1.
But I think at Dodger Stadium by this time the fans had really swung to Dennis Martinez, because the Expos were ahead in the game, and it looked the way Dennis was pitching. It was just a matter of whether you're going to get the perfect game or not.
This is popped up and back into a camera area behind first base. Now all Fletch or Andrews had to do was continue on back there, open the gate, go in the area, up the stairs, through the opening in the railings, and catch the ball. One and one the count on Osmus. Felipe in on every pitch, every situation in the game, moving a fielder.
That was Tarasco in right field. He moved him off the line just a little bit more.
By the way, Pedro's now thrown 85 pitches. Tarasco, the right fielder, just moved by the manager. 1 and 2, 2 outs in the 8th. In the air, right field. Tarasco's there. Pedro Martinez is perfect through 8 innings in San Diego. There is no score in this game.
Now there's an easier way to see the world. Just visit orbit.com. The only travel site featuring The Matrix, the easy way to find the low fares and options you want. Visit orbits.com today, where finding the most low fares is easy.
Women blame it on hormones, diet, or stress.
Men on their age, their dads.
But while men and women deal with hereditary hair loss differently, something works for both. Rogaine.
In fact, nothing's been proven to regrow hair better.
And the sooner you start, the better your chance of success.
So start early. For men.
For women.
Rogaine works.
The sooner, the better.
Well, Pedro Martinez sitting quietly, now standing, taking a walk in the dugout. And nobody that we have been able to see has said a word to Pedro.
Might be the loneliest man in San Diego right now.
See, they're not even looking at him.
Left fielder,
So you look at the rest of the dugout, it's as though Pedro isn't even there. Top of the ninth, Moises Alou leading off. Fouled out of play. Alou 2 for 4 last night, including a home run and a big hit in the 6-run ninth inning. So far tonight, 1 out of 3, a hit back in the first. Moises Alou and Lou Frazier have the only 2 hits in this game.
Well, last night we saw the Expos score in the ninth inning to make Jeff Pissarro a winner. Jeff had been taken out of the ball game, and the Expos were batting in the top of the ninth. So a similar situation for Pedro here. Although he's going to pitch the bottom of the ninth for sure. And Hamilton pitching a similar type of game that he did Montreal, although once the Expos got him out of the game, the bullpen gave it up. Here's a key pitch right here, 3-1. Hamilton does not want to walk Alou to lead off the inning, as he's putting the potential winning run aboard. So he wants to throw a strike here. And if Mo gets something that he can handle, this is where every hitter likes to be. 3-1. He's a little late, which tells you that Hamilton still has pretty much on his fastball. But still, I think it favors Moises Alou here, 3-2. Hamilton still has to throw him a pretty good pitch to hit.
Through the hole on the left side. The leadoff hitter's aboard here in the ninth inning. Alou with his second hit of the night. The Expos had a 1-out single from Frazier in the last inning. He was stranded at first base. This is the first time since the first inning that the leadoff batter has reached base against Joey Hamilton. Darren Fletcher 0 for 2 with a walk. And a high fly ball left center. Roberts is there. Roberts getting rid of that ball quickly, aware of the speed of Moises Alou at first base. Got himself in a good position to make a strong throw to make sure Alou stayed at first base.
Mo actually had gone back to first to tag up, but it's up to the center fielder Finley to warn Roberts that the man at first is tagging up and get the ball back in quickly.
Carrasco 0 for 2 and hit by a pitch. Double play depth on the San Diego infield. Two balls, no strikes to Tony Carrasco.
Looks like Brian Williams warming up in the Padres bullpen.
So you can think what Bruce Bochy is thinking about, that his pitcher might be getting up near that pitch count where they think about taking him out of the game. even if he is pitching a shutout.
2 balls and a strike.
Put the stick to it.
We've seen some good pitching in this series from both sides last night, and I didn't think it'd be tough to top that game last night from an Ashby and Fasaro standpoint, but these two have gone even better.
By the way, Moises Alou has 1 stolen base this year. He's been caught twice.
Right now, Mo's bothered by that tender hamstring. He's not quite at 100%. Of course, Joey Hamilton and the Padres don't know that.
Put the wood to it. Go.
Tarasco right now hitting 287. Sharp ground ball. Reed to Holbert. 1 over to first. 2. Tarasco hits into the inning-ending double play. After 8 1/2, no score in San Diego. Pedro Martinez working on a perfect game.
Wisconsin's biggest legends, Wisconsin's greatest games, and you'll only see it on ESPN Classic. From Bart Starr to Brett Favre, cheer on the Packers in 3 Super Bowl showdowns. Then Ron Dane rumbles to Rose Bowl greatness, racking up 4 TDs in a classic battle with UCLA. Plus, Sports Century profiles the one and only Vince Lombardi, and much more. Classic Wisconsin starts at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, Saturday, only on ESPN Classic.
Which comes first in your memory? Which catch? Which pitch? Which ball tracking into the night? Which moment lives with you like no other? Which comes first? This summer, you decide. Because after all, these moments also belong to you. Take part in Major League Baseball history. Vote for your most memorable moment at every Major League ballpark or at MLB.com.
Acme Debt Recovery. Are you there?
Ever wish you could make collection calls? Just go away and stop all those bills from coming? There is a better way.
Pay Up Collection Company. Call us immediately.
Did you say something?
If you've got $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans, don't go to extremes. Call for Care One Credit Counseling today. This nonprofit counseling can help you save money every month, help you consolidate your debt, feel much better about your finances, and put a stop to collection calls and notices so you don't have to. Others will charge you startup fees. With Care One, the counselors are nonprofit and the service is free.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, it's Bill's R Us.
Oh, can you hold on for a second?
If this is how you feel about debt, don't go to extremes. Go to the phone or visit us online. Call for Care One now, get a free consultation, and become debt-free faster.
Pedro Martinez into the bottom of the 9th inning. He has been perfect through 8, has thrown 86 pitches. And he's been just tremendous, Ken.
Well, take a look at the closest play. Now, Jeff Treadway has a tougher play than you think. This is the 6th inning, and Ray Holbert's ground ball is 2nd. Kind of a short hop for Treadway. 7th inning, Tony Gwynn with a rocket down the first base line. Shane Andrews pulled over that way because the score is tied. We had no score, and Shane with the final out of that inning. Then Cam Caminiti in the 8th inning, a 3-2 pitch here. And he blows away on what might have been ball 4. It was a high fastball, but Caminiti swings through it and is out of there.
So now here is Pedro in the 9th inning with the bottom third of the San Diego batting order. Jody Reed, then Ray Holbert, and then a pinch hitter. Reed hitting 182. Ball 1. Reed has popped up and lined out. A line drive to third base in the 6th inning. In the air to right, and Tarasco is under this. 1 away in the 9th inning. Now, when you think in terms of pitches thrown, Pedro's in good shape.
Well, he's just coming up on the 90 mark, so you figure, he's thrown many more than that in the game, at least 20 more pitches than that, so you figure at least one more inning. And if you look down towards the Expos bullpen, they might be thinking along the same way, Felipe and Joe Kerrigan. There's nothing going on in the Expos bullpen right now.
Scott Livingstone is going to pinch hit for the rookie Holbert. Livingstone, a left-handed batter. Swings and drives the ball to right. Tarasco makes the catch at the wall. What a catch by Tony Tarasco to save Pedro Martinez's bid for a perfect game.
Pedro looking out towards right field and maybe trying to get the attention of Tarasco. Tarasco might be shaken up after making this play. Now remember, you didn't get to see Tarasco do too much of this because he didn't play much with the Atlanta Braves, but we see what type of player he is. Stretched out to the max up against the wall and might have hurt that left shoulder. Look at Pedro Martinez looking out towards right field, watching his right fielder go after this fly ball to right that might have gone out of the park. And a tremendous catch by Tarasco in right field.
2 down. Eddie Williams to pinch hit. And he hits one foul out of play to the right. He's batting at .268. He's hitting for the pitcher Hamilton. Over for a strike. 0-2. Pedro Martinez for 8 2/3. Two outs, 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. Pedro Martinez is perfect through 9 innings. And there's no score in the game. Martinez with his 9th strikeout. Perfect baseball through 9. No score in San Diego. You're watching Expos Baseball on TSN.
Need more than a bed? Then you need Villager, so you can feel at home even when you're at work. By the day or extended stay, Villager is your address for comfort and value. Call 1-800-328-STAY.
Breaking news from Midas, America's trusted leader in brakes. Right now, get guaranteed lifetime brake pads or shoes for just $39.95 at Midas, and you'll never have to buy brakes again for as long as you own your car. So how do you find the time to repair your brakes without stopping your life? The answer is Midas for fast, reliable brake service. Hurry into Midas today for lifetime brakes, guaranteed. Next stop, Midas. Lifetime brakes, $39.95, only at Midas.
Number one.
Want to see the pros do it for real? Win a trip from Castrol to the Super Bowl and the Pro Bowl. Go to AutoZone for details.
ESPN Classic remembers NFL royalty Johnny Unitas, a day-long tribute to one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. From his signature crew cut and high-top spikes to his record-breaking career. Wednesday starting at 3 Eastern, only on ESPN Classic.
You know the athletes. Anna Kournikova is sex with a tennis racket attached. But do you know their stories?
He never shows the slightest remorse at anything he's done.
The award-winning Sports Century, 8 p.m. weeknights on ESPN Classic.
Well, you're looking at Pedro Martinez, who has pitched perfect baseball through 9 innings. He's thrown 92 pitches. Here's the catch.
Well, it's the second out of the bottom half of the 9th inning. Tarasco stretched out to the max, pulls it in, and a tremendous catch to save Pedro Martinez, maybe from losing the ball game. You can see how he greets him in the dugout. Tarasco and Martinez.
The Expos have the bottom third of the order coming up here, and Brian Williams is in to pitch for San Diego. Joey Hamilton, through 9 shutout innings, allowed just 3 singles to the Expos. A base hit in the first inning by Moises Alou, then nothing until the 8th when Lou Frazier singled, and Alou who singled in the 9th. So Hamilton out of the game now. No score in the 10th. Gresselanek 0 for 3.
Well, for Joey Hamilton, his second straight good start against the Expos, and he came away with a no decision in his last start, and the Expos rallied to win that game. Brian Williams in here, another hard thrower. This time coming out of the Padres bullpen. He had been a starter from time to time for Houston.
Ball and a strike to Gresselanek. 1-2. Of course, the last National League perfect game was Dennis Martinez's game. El Perfecto. July 28, 1991, just up Interstate 5 at Dodger Stadium. Gresselanek down on strikes for the second time, first time facing Williams. One down in the 10th inning. And Shane Andrews up. General Manager Kevin Malone, we have not allowed him to leave his seat. I don't think he wanted to leave, actually.
No, this is...
Kevin, have you ever seen one? A perfect game?
No, I have not.
Pitch is low and a ball. Well, you're in good company. Most people have not. Those that have had that opportunity are the privileged few. In the dirt. 2-0.
You know, Brian Williams was out at University of South Carolina. He was a quality athlete that also played the outfield, could hit, and he's always had a good arm. I remember seeing him at the University of South Florida one night, and for 5 innings he just dominated. He showed 3+ pitches, the fastball, curveball, and kind of a split, and he's got it. He's got the pitches.
2-1 the count on Shane Andrews, who's currently hitting .232. He's walked, lined out, and grounded out, and pops this foul out of play. Last year on July 28th, what is it about that date, the 28th of July, Kenny Rogers pitched his for Texas against California. Two inside.
Well, Dave, as I mentioned earlier, the fact that when Dennis Martinez was pitching his perfect game against the Dodgers, it was quite evident that the Expos were going to win that game. I think they won it 4-0. But the Padres still have a shot here, and that's why the Padre fans haven't turned to Pedro Martinez's favor.
Hit number 4 for the Expos, a base hit to left by Shane Andrews. And Pedro Martinez will come to the plate. See how the fans react.
Standing on the right side.
Well, not many fans here tonight, but certainly appreciative of what Pedro Martinez has done.
Yeah, just 9,707. Pops the bunt up. The runner, Andrews, gets back at first base. Two down. Andrews at first and Lou Frazier the batter.
Not a good bunt attempt by Pedro here as he pops it in the air. You can see Williams had plenty of time to get under it. Might have thought about letting the ball drop and the possibility of getting a double play.
Two down in the 10th inning. The Expos are playing their 5th extra inning game. They've won 1, they've lost 3. Ball 1 to Lou Frazier.
Last night, Facero threw 114 pitches in 8 innings. Pedro's gone 9 innings and has thrown 92 tonight. So you got to figure that the Expos would at least let Pedro get to that 114. maybe as far as 120 in this game, and he's already thrown 92. But he's running out of time. They need to get him a run, or else all this good pitching, if the Expos can't score, is going to go by the wayside.
Yeah.
It's a good thing in one advantage for Pedro. He's gotten back on track. We've seen that. He has struggled for the past month. Only has had one win in the past month, but tonight he's gotten it all together again.
I think what factors in also is that Pedro's next scheduled start would be Thursday, our off day. So he'll go on Friday. So maybe Felipe and Joe are thinking, well, he's going to have an extra day off. Maybe we'll let him extend a few more pitches.
You know, that applies to the whole pitching staff, because this year there have been very few days off, as you have mentioned earlier, Kevin, and I think that affects all the pitchers in baseball.
Nobody up in the Expos bullpen. Here is Jeff Treadway, who last year led the league in pinch hitting. This kind of situation was his specialty with the Dodgers last year. A called strike on Treadway. Now with the injuries, forced into action just about every day now for the last few days, and Treadway tonight is 0 for 4. He's 1 for 8 in this series so far. Treadway lines a ball to right field. That's a base hit. Being waved as the runner, Andrews. He'll score, and the Expos lead 1-0 in the top of the 10th inning on Jeff Treadway's hit to right.
It's hard not to get excited, guys. I know you've seen it before, but I think it sets the tone for a quality bottom of the 10th. This is going to be an exciting finish to this.
It certainly will be, as Treadway hits one off the end of the bat, breaks his bat, but gets enough of it to loop it in the right center field for the base hit. Tony Gwynn comes up with it, and Lou Frazier, with his speed, easily goes to third base. So the Expos can tack on some more runs here.
I'd like to get at least one more. Kenny, how about you?
Well, we've got Cordero up, and he's always been tough in the clutch. So we'll see what goes on here with Will Cordero.
Cordero 0 for 4, and runners at first and third with 2 outs. Ball 1.
I wouldn't bother me to see a wild pitch here either.
The only difference here in San Diego is the seats now that they have installed behind the home plate area. It makes it tougher to score from third, but maybe certainly a player like Frazier's speed can make it.
In center field, Finley's there, and he's got it. Cordero is out, so here we go. The Expos get a run, and now they lead 1-0 heading to the bottom of the 10th.
Geico's always been about savings, but he really brought customer service to a whole new level.
We settle a ton of claims in under 48 hours.
Guaranteed claim repairs? That was his idea.
Customer satisfaction is at an all-time high.
You know what he represents? A commitment to excellence.
And he deserves this award.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Switch to Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service and give your business the lowest cost shipping on 2- to 3-day packages. You'll save so much with Priority Mail, you'll have enough left over to treat yourself. Spare change. Brought to you by the United States Postal Service.
Dave Van Horn along with Ken Singleton. And having joined us in the booth a few innings back, Expos Vice President and General Manager Kevin Malone. And Pedro Martinez, who is perfect through 9, will go after the top of the order. And here's a look at Pedro.
Well, Dave, I think you had a key phrase there when you said the top of the order. 3 of the toughest hitters in the league, Bip Roberts, Steve Finley, and Tony Gwynn. Face Pedro here in the bottom half of the 10th inning.
Tony Tarasco with 1 out in the 9th saved the perfect game bid with this catch, robbing Scott Livingstone, pinch hitter.
See, ordinarily when you're trying to finish off a no-hitter or a perfect game, you're dealing with the bottom of the order, because that's who the hitters are that come up in the bottom half of the 9th inning. But see, this has gone into the 10th. Now Pedro has to deal with the top half of the order. And I mentioned Bip Roberts has always been tough on the Expos, although tonight he's 0 for 3, just like everybody else.
Into the bottom of the 10th inning, and we'd like to welcome viewers on ESPN from coast to coast as Pedro Martinez makes his bid for a perfect game. We're in the 10th inning, 1-0 Expos. Roberts, Finley, and Gwynn, the top of the Padre order. Roberts, who has been an Expos killer, 0 for 3 tonight, but batting .346 on the year. A ball and a strike to Roberts. Roberts lines a ball right field. It's going to drop in. An extra base hit for Biff Roberts. He has a double, and the bid for the perfect game comes to an end in the 10th inning. 95 pitches thrown by Pedro Martinez. And Mel Rojas is up in the Expos bullpen.
You got to feel that when any pitcher's got a no-hitter or a perfect game going, for that matter, tonight with Pedro, that the first hitter of every inning is the toughest, because he's sat for a while. The pitcher has sat for a while, now has to get back in the groove. And Biff Roberts is as tough as anybody in this league when he's leading off an inning, because he has a small strike zone, and you have to throw strikes before he's going to swing the bat.
Pedro watching that ball drop in, and then moves to back up at second base. He was as focused there on the game action as he was when Tarasco made the saving catch in the last inning. Virtually no reaction whatsoever. And here comes Mel Rojas. Here's a look at Roberts, and I mentioned an Expos killer. .345 for his career against the Expos. So Pedro leaves after 95 pitches and 9 perfect innings. Well, you look at Pedro Martinez, and he has the lead. He can win this game. And it is up to Mel Rojas to try to ensure that victory for Pedro and the Expos. You can't help but think back when you look at what Pedro has done tonight. Ken, does this give you an even greater appreciation for what Harvey Haddix did in 1959 when he pitched 12 innings of perfect ball?
Perfect ball against a tough ball club like the Milwaukee Braves. Joe Adcock, Billy Bruton in those days, Hank Aaron, of course, Eddie Matthews. They had some quality hitters on that ball club, and for somebody to pitch 12 innings of perfect baseball against a team like that shows you what Harvey Haddix had to go through way back when. Pedro Martinez tonight had some tough hitters to deal with. Biff Roberts, #1. We showed you what he does against the Expos. Tony Gwynn's going to hit this inning. And I think Felipe did the right thing by taking Pedro out, getting Mel in there. You know, he was going to go as far as he could with him as long as he kept getting people out. Then Mel has to come on, and Felipe's thinking is, we've got to run, we've got to win this game. It's a day game tomorrow. We'll come back and go for the sweep.
1-0 Expos in the 10th inning. Mel Rojas into his 16th game, a 1-1 record, 10 saves, and 21 strikeouts in 20 1/3 innings of work. And Steve Finley coming up. The tying run at second, nobody out. Pedro Martinez. Roberts, who doubled.
Steve Finley, an excellent bunter. He's also hit in 10 of his last 12 ball games. See Grzelcyk at third, hit on the grass. Shane Andrews even with the bag at first. If Finley doesn't swing and try and pull the ball and move Biff Roberts over to third, he is likely to drop one down and get him over to third base for Tony Gwynn.
Greg Nettles with the signs. You know, we mentioned the Martinez game, of course. 2 days before the Dennis Martinez perfect game, July 26, 1991, the Expos started Mark Gardner against the Dodgers. A strike called on Finley. Gardner lost a 9-inning no-hitter when the 10th inning leadoff batter Lenny Harris singled over the mound on the infield to break up a no-hitter in the 10th inning for Expos right-hander Mark Gardner, now with the Florida Marlins. One ball, 2 strikes on Steve Finley, who is 0 for 2 tonight.
Saw that Finley was very quick on that pitch inside. He's trying to pull the ball. But the quality pitch from Mel Rojas is that split finger. That goes down and away from left-handed hitters. It's a very tough pitch to pull if Mel throws a good one.
Fouled off. It's still 1-2.
Not only does Mel have a good downward break with his splitter, it's also one of the hardest in the league. So it looks more and more like that fastball until you go to swing at it. Then the bottom falls out of it.
Roberts, the runner at second base. A foul ball straight back. One ball and 2 strikes to Steve Finley.
I think back to the fans back in Montreal who stayed up late the last couple of nights to watch their ball club on TSN. Certainly well entertained with the pitching. Not only by the Expos, but by the Padres as well.
One and 2 to Finley, and he hits it foul down the right field line. Well, you mentioned just a moment ago, Ken, he's trying to turn on a ball.
Well, Finley's got a quick bat. He's a good all-around ball player. And the Padres picked up a lot when they got Finley, Caminetti, Anderhart, Cedeno. Not only offensive type players that can help you with the bat, but players who can play their position.
Again, a 1-2 pitch. Off the chest of Fletcher. Over to third, Roberts. And the tying run is now 90 feet from home on a wild pitch by Mel Rojas.
When you talk to Mel and you talk about his split fingers, you ask him out of 5, how many split fingers would be quality? He said 4 good ones. This might have been that one bad one that he was talking about. In the dirt, off the chest protector of Fletcher, then back to the screen.
The infield comes in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Holds the runner, gets the out at first base. 1 down. Tony Gwynn, the batter. Pedro Martinez with Carlos Perez seated alongside. Here's Tony Gwynn, whose brother Chris Gwynn was the final out in Dennis Martinez's perfect game. Gwynn hitting .389 with runners in scoring position. Strike 1. Tonight he's flied out to left, to center, and grounded out to first.
See, there's almost no such a thing as Tony Gwynn being behind on the count because he hits so well with 2 strikes. He's tough to strike out.
The fastball missed inside.
So he's going to put the ball in play.
strike. Gwynn hits it on the ground. Contact play is on. Play at the plate. Roberts is out. Treadway fielded the ground ball, got it to Fletcher, who had plenty of time to set and block the plate. Roberts had no way of getting there, and he's out. And Gwynn is the runner on the fielder's choice.
Well, Mel makes a quality pitch. Fastball inside, jams Tony Gwynn. Treadway fields it cleanly and makes a perfect throw to the plate. Plenty of time for Fletcher to set up. And Bip Roberts with the slide almost didn't make it to the plate. Once again, to look at Tony's swing, and there's the throw right to the plate, and Bip is a goner.
Now Ken Caminetti, who has struck out 3 times tonight. Two down. The Expos leading 1-0. Ball 1. Caminetti now in an 0-for-16 slump, and Pedro Martinez watching his game to win on a night in San Diego that he will never forget.
Will any of us, for that matter?
I won't.
Yep.
It'll have a sweeter taste if there's a W behind it.
Yeah, it certainly will.
Gwynn at first is the tying run. Strike 1 to Caminetti.
Here's that nasty splitter, and what that sets up is the high fastball that Caminetti's been missing all night long. And Mel has the type of speed to get one up there about 91, 92. But I think in a way you want to stay away from that because he might catch one of those.
You know, too, one of the keys to this game might have been the 9th inning of last night's game. Mel Rojas had started to warm up and would have come in had it been a low-run game. But Sean Barry hit a pinch hit grand slam, blew the game open in the 9th to beat the Padres 7-1. And as soon as that ball left the park, Mel Rojas sat down. Felipe saved him, used Tim Scott to close out the game so that he would have a fresh Mel Rojas for tonight. Two 2-1 pitch to Caminetti. 2-2.
Well, this is where Mel has graduated from last year being one of the top setup men in baseball. Led the major leagues in holds last year with 19. So I believe he and Heathcliff Slocum of the Philadelphia Phillies, who had 18, he was next, have graduated to the next level. They've gone up to be top closers in this league.
2-2, the count on Caminetti. 2 outs. In the air, the third baseman, Mark Gresolonic, under it. That's the ball game. Pedro Martinez and the Expos have beaten the Padres 1-0. Martinez and Rojas combine on a one-hit shutout. Pedro was perfect through 9. And it's a 1-0 10-inning win for the Expos over the Padres.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro Martinez, the winning pitcher of the season.
Pedro perfect through 9, and Bip Roberts led off the 10th inning with the base hit, the double to right field. Rojas entered the game, and what a job Rojas did.
Tomorrow afternoon at 1:05.
Let's take a look now in the dugout on the final out on the pop-up.
Please drive carefully on your way home. We'll see you back here tomorrow afternoon.
Cool customer.
There's the catch.
Carlos was more excited than Pedro.
And the rest of the team coming off to greet Pedro Martinez, who stands in front of the dugout.
Jeff Treadway comes through. Thanks for having me, guys. I can leave the seat now, or
You
should I sleep here all night?
You can leave the good luck seat now. And who knows? We don't know what's in store for us tomorrow. We may need you back here.
If I knew we win 6 or 7 in a row, if I stayed here all night, I'd sleep right here in this seat.
Thanks, Kevin.
General Manager Kevin Malone visiting with us. 1-0 Expos on a one-hitter combined. Pedro Martinez and Mel Rojas. Earlier on the pregame show, we talked about some of the things that Pedro has been through in recent starts. He had been erratic. He had not been finding that special groove that all pitchers like to find, where they're locked into all of their pitches, throwing with good control. Pedro had been very erratic and was having trouble finding the win column for a variety of reasons. And he went out as focused as we've ever seen him pitch in a game, with great concentration, hitter after hitter, at-bat after at-bat, and was perfect through 9 innings. The Expos, when were up against Joey Hamilton, had not been able to break through in the scoring column until the top of the 10th. Let's go downstairs now and visit with the winning pitcher, Pedro Martinez. Pedro, a magnificent outing that a lot of people had an opportunity to share with you. Just a great night of pitching. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Pedro, I mentioned a moment ago, you seem so focused, so zeroed in on every hitter, on every at-bat. What was going on different out there on the mound, either physically or mentally, with you tonight?
Well, both had to be working for me today, because I was pretty bad in the previous 3 outings, and I wanted to concentrate and do a better job for my team.
Was there anything that you did physically different in this start?
Physically, just my normal work. I have been probably working a little bit harder with my mechanic and watching videos and stuff like that from good games that I had before. So I guess that was the reason.
Were you aware, Pedro, right from the start that you were perfect, that you had not had a base runner?
Not really until I was in like the 7th inning.
Is that when you went out and took some warm-up pitches from the stretch? Did you?
No, I did it.
Did you consciously think? Oh, you did throughout the game.
I did it the whole. In between innings, I went and I get my warm-ups from wind-up and from stretch too.
Dave, Pedro, you had mentioned that you had been struggling in your previous starts. Now, I know you work hard in between starts, but did you feel tonight while you were warming up, preparing for the game, that you had your focus point and your release point down pat?
Well, I didn't feel really good warming up because I didn't have so much control, but I felt that my arm was strong and my breaking ball were working. So I tried to make some adjustments in between innings and during the game.
When you got to the bottom of the 8th inning, Ken Caminiti was leading off, and you went to 3-2 for one of the few times during the night, and you had already struck him out on a high fastball. Did you believe he went after a pitch that might have been a little out of the zone?
He went after a fastball. I was tailing up and away. That's the pitch that I got him out the previous two at-bats before.
Pedro, Tony Tarasco made a wonderful catch in the 9th inning to preserve your bid for the perfect game on the pinch hitter Scott Livingstone. We watched you with a separate camera, and as you watched Tony at that time during the game when he made the catch, you did not react at all to that. Is that because of your high degree of concentration?
Well, probably because I wasn't really expecting a perfect game or a no-hitter. I was just trying to do my job and trying not to think about it.
So we were all caught up in the excitement of the game, but you were not. You just stayed within yourself.
Well, I just left it in God's hands and see what was going to happen.
You did have a big hug for him, though, when he got to the dugout after the inning.
Oh, yes. I finally got to see what he really did for me during the play.
Pedro, before we let you go, during the game, between innings, when you rested in the dugout, at any point, did you have any conversation with anyone at all?
Not really, except for some guys that will say, keep it up, Pedro, and keep us back in and keep it right there. We'll get him back.
All right. Did you do anything special between innings other than cover up your arm?
Not really. I usually do that to keep the warm feeling on my hand and have a better feeling for the ball. So I guess that was it. There wasn't anything strange that I did.
Well, we certainly hope you have the same feeling in your next start and for many starts to come.
Well, thanks a lot, and I hope to do that too.
Well, you'd made a strong bid in a wonderful game last April against the Cincinnati Reds. You carried it even further tonight with 9 perfect innings, and you come away with a 1-0 win with help from Mel. Congratulations, Pedro.
Thanks a lot.
Pedro Martinez, the winning pitcher. Mel Rojas with a save. The Expos beat the Padres 1-0 in 10 innings.
Sports Centric, 8 p.m. weeknights on ESPN Classic.
The Big East has 3 potential national champs: Georgetown, Pittsburgh's Panthers, always above the rim, and the preseason favorite Syracuse. The Orangemen pay a big Monday visit to Villanova tonight. Again, the Wildcats are underdogs, but overachieving, a Philly trademark, a style that's taken Villanova a long way. Once upon a time, all the way. Villanova's beaten Illinois and Kansas this year. Crunch time comes naturally to the Wildcats. Last Monday, they upset St. John's. Tonight, a taller order against Syracuse.